Welcome back, everyone. Today I have a nice self-massage video for you using a foam roller. And this class is all about hips, all about releasing into the deep hip, especially if you struggle with any kind of sciatica pain or some piriformis impingements in the deep thighs. So all you need is a foam roller, doesn't matter which size, just grab whatever you got, and we'll start with some stretching on our backs. We'll get a little bit of belly heat as well, just to ignite the fire, because sometimes it's best, or all the time, it's the best to find an active release to create more in our passive releases. And then from there, we'll take it up and we'll get on the foam roller and do a bunch of stuff for you today. And hopefully you'll leave here feeling much better in the waist. So meet me on your backs, and we'll start in constructive rest. So your feet will walk nice and wide, about the width of the mat, and the knees will touch. Slowly lower down onto your back. And let's just bring the hands onto the waist, onto the low belly, front hips, just to get a little bit of that nurturing touch. Close your eyes. And just start to feel into the space beneath the palms. Bringing awareness down into the waist, into the pelvic bowl. Noticing any sensations, not only in the front of the hips, but the sides of the hips, the back of the hips. And then we'll start to invite in our breath. See if you can start to inhale into the hands. Send the breath all the way down to the deep hip. Every inhale, allowing that to be the way to receive a little bit of love, a little bit of light, a little bit of healing energy into the space. Every exhale, just dropping into sensation, into this moment, and whatever else comes with it. Yeah, let's take a nice big breath into the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Good. Let's start with a full body stretch. Inhale, reach your arms long, legs long. And just act like you're first waking up in the morning, getting really long in either direction. You can get a little rolling and moving through the ankles and the wrists if you'd like. Take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, one knee at a time, draw them into the chest. Interlace your fingers around the shins and just give yourself a little hug. You can start by adding a little rock side to side, massaging through the spine. And then taking the right hand to the right knee, the left hand to the left knee, start to create some nice big circles through the knees and the legs. And there's no right, no wrong. You can even experiment with moving the knees in different directions and just starting to feel into how the deep inner thigh is feeling, into the deep inner hip, even into the outer waist, into the belly, knowing that they're all connected. And then let's start with some gentle stretching. So keep the right knee drawing in and just plant the left foot down on the earth. As you interlace your fingers beneath your right knee, take an inhale, create some space between your belly and your thigh. And then as you exhale, draw the right knee in towards right shoulder. 2 more like that. Inhale, lengthen out the arms, create some space. Exhale, draw it in and squeeze. 1 more time. Inhale, get it long. And then exhale, draw it in. Now holding here, right knee towards right shoulder. Invitation to extend the left leg long. If you would like, flex the left foot. Get a little energy rolling down for that left heel. And then drawing the right knee a little bit closer in towards that right shoulder. Beautiful. And then from here, take your interlaced fingers, bring them to the right hamstring, and then stretch the right foot into the sky. Flex the foot, draw the toes back down towards you. And then again, drawing in right knee, right shoulder. If you want a little bit more, half happy baby, right hand to outer edge of right foot or to right big toe. And then the left hand can plant on the left thigh just to ground it down to the earth. And then using that right arm, draw the right knee in towards the right shoulder. Take a big breath. Good. And then as you exhale, slowly take the right knee across body for a gentle twist. If you want to, if you're feeling tighter, you can use your foam roller as a support. Place it underneath the right knee and just allow the right leg to rest on top of it. Stretching out through the right arm, the gaze can follow. And here we're not looking for full expression or a deep twist, more so just look for some sensation along the right side body, down to the right thigh, outer edge of the thigh. Yeah, take a big breath in. Exhale, come back through neutral. And then inhale, reach your arms long, legs long. Exhale again, draw both knees into the chest. Maybe this time grab for opposite forearms if you can. And again, you can take a little rock side to side, give your spine a little massage. And then keep the left knee drawing in, plant the right foot, interlace your fingers beneath the left knee. On your inhale, just straighten out through the arms, create that space. Exhale, draw left knee, left shoulder. 2 more like that. Inhale, create the space for the breath. Exhale, draw it in and squeeze. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale, keeping that left knee drawing in towards left shoulder. Imitation, extend right leg long, flexion through right foot, ground right hip down. And then redrawing left knee to left shoulder, find this nice stretch in our thighs as the legs reach in opposite directions. And as you're ready, interlace your fingers beneath the left hamstring. Extend the left foot up, flex the foot. And of course you can stay here, or if you want like before, grab the foot outside or big toe for half happy baby. Right hand rests on right thigh to continue grounding to the earth as you draw left knee towards left shoulder, breathing into the back of that left thigh. Find a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, take it into your twist. And again, maybe your foam roller comes into handy for a little support for the left thigh. Resting on the roller, and then extend through the left arm. The gaze can follow to complete the twist through the neck. And can you breathe in such a way that you can create more expansion on that left side body? Inhale. Exhale, start to come back through neutral, full body stretch. Inhale, arms long, legs long. Exhale, draw the knees in 1 more time, but this time see if you can grab opposite elbows. Tuck the chin to the chest if you want, get nice and small. Good. And then from here, we're going to find a little bit of gentle belly engagement using our foam roller. So extend your legs into the sky, flex the feet. Take your foam roller in between your thighs. As you take your foam roller in between your thighs, relax your arms back down by your sides. Flex your feet strongly, and then add a gentle squeeze of the foam roller between the thighs. And then we're going to do little baby adjustments to refine the pose. So as you keep your squeeze, can you plug down through outer edges of your waist? Can you draw the rib cage down so the full belly is engaged? Relax into the heart. Maybe even turn your palms up to the sky as you let the shoulders relax all the way down to your fingertips. Good, now soften into the tops of the shoulders, and from there all the way along the neck into the base of the skull. Let the head get heavy on the mat. Soften the jaw, soften the cheeks, the nose, the eyes, the forehead. The entire upper body from the mid-rib cage up is gentle and passive. And then as you do that, you might notice that you can feel a little bit more of the belly starting to draw in as you ignite that inner flame. Now, can you keep all of that and then find a nice big breath, inhaling down into the belly. Exhaling, feel the navel draw in. Maybe even a little extra pulling in Mula Bandha if you want. Exhale. Go one more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Very nice. Slowly release your foam roller off to the side. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, a little rock side to side. And then we'll roll off to the right side and press up to find our way to tabletop position. And as you find your way to your tabletop, wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, let's just take a few cat-cows to keep moving into the spine. Inhale, belly drops, draw the heart forward up. Exhale, rounding, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. And a few more like that. Maybe even close your eyes and just start to feel into the different edges of the spine, edges of the waist. If you want for a few moments, you can explore. You can create some circles from your tabletop through the entire torso. If you want, you can send your hips back to your heels, make some nice big circles through the waist. Just making sure to do everything in both directions. So if you do one thing, make sure to find the same thing on the other side. Let it be nice and even. Yeah. And then just for a moment, let's take a downward dog just to, get a little bit more heat going. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Maybe take a moment to pedal out the feet. Continue to stretch into the backs of the legs. Feel that little bit of heat you create in the belly. Draw the navel in. Let that help you lift your hips a little bit higher. Pressing into the palms. The arms are long, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in through the nose. Open the mouth. Exhale, drop the knees down, untuck the toes, child's pose. Send the hips back to the heels. Surrender the forehead down to the earth. Yeah, nice big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Good, and let's slowly roll up and let's grab our foam roller for some of our first stretches. So we're going to sit on the foam roller and start with the hamstrings and then work our way up. So from here, sit on your foam roller. Plant your palms behind you, come onto your fingertips. Extend out through your legs. So we're gonna do one hamstring at a time. Take your right ankle and just stack it on top of your left. And then as you start to swing back, use your hands to support you, and then just roll forward and back, feeling that left hamstring getting a little compression along your foam roller. So even as you do this, there's still some energy behind it, right? There's still some belly engagement to keep you supported. Good, you can, find a spot and take a little side to side if you want. Just kind of getting any kind of trigger points that feel a little fiery. Good, and then let's switch the ankle. So left ankle on top of the right. And again, just rolling forward and back. Maybe notice how one might feel a little more tender than the other, right? We're always gonna have one side that's gonna feel a little bit more intense. And again, if you find a spot that feels nice and good, you can take a little side to side. So nice. And then come all the way back. And we're gonna sit on it so we're right at the edge of the tailbone. So right where your sitting bones are. Now create a soft fist, plant that behind you. Plant your feet hip distance. And then just do some pelvic tucking. Inhale, press your pelvic points forward. Exhale, round and tuck the tailbone. So this is just gonna get some of those insertions right at the base of the hips, while also creating some nice range of motion into the waist. Yeah. Close your eyes. Not a big movement here, but very effective. So good. All right, so coming back. Now we're going to take the left ankle, cross it over your left knee. So now you're in figure four and you can just kind of rest in it for a moment. Otherwise, we're going to take it into a nice deep opening and deep massage for that left thigh. So plant your left hand, start to shift your weight onto your left hip, and your right hand can rest on your right knee. Lots and lots of options here, and so you can always explore and kind of take it how it feels good to you. If you want, you can just take a little rock side to side, and that'll get, all the way from the sacrum, the edge of sacrum, all the way out to the outer thigh. If you find a good spot, you can take a little forward and back rock. So it should be pretty fiery. Know that that's normal, especially because a lot of these points in here are nerve points. So kind of, explore and see what feels good. And when you find one that feels almost like literally a hot poker, hold there if you can. Breathe into it. Maybe add a little side to side or a forward and back rock, just a little tiny bit. Yeah. And then our aim is to do each of these for, 60 to 90 seconds, depending on how much you feel. Now, if you're doing this video and it feels really good, feel free to pause it and to hold for as much as you would like. Try not to also overdo it. I would say don't go more than like 3 to 4 minutes, because sometimes the muscles do need a break. Good, and let's hit that outer thigh, outer IT band. So from here, stay shifting on your left, extend your left leg, and then take your right foot, plant it over top the left thigh. You're gonna have to readjust so that your left hand is under your left shoulder. And then from here, plant both hands and then start to find the IT band. You can keep the left foot on the earth. You can let it hover if you want, and then just rolling up and down. This one definitely can be pretty intense. So take it as you can. Sometimes I also like to move it down a little bit more towards the second half of the IT band, right? We've got like all the way up to the base of the hip, outside the hip, down to the knee. Just making sure we're not going over the knee, right? Stay above the knee. Ooh. Yeah. See, maybe you can roll the entire length of the IT band. Again, if this is too much, feel free to back off. But if you do find a spot that feels really good, hold there. And then again, take a little rock forward and back. Nice. Good. And then let's just come back onto the foam roller like we started. Finding that pelvic tilting, plant the palms. Inhale, press pelvic points forward. Exhale, around. And notice already, right, a little bit more range of motion. A little bit of a release already into the pelvis. Good. And then let's switch sides. So we'll sit on the foam roller a little bit further back. Now taking your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh. Maybe hold for a moment, nice little seated figure 4. Otherwise, we're going to shift off to the right, plant the right palm. Left hand can come to right knee. And then just as you shift off to the right, you'll already start to feel a little bit of fieriness here, right? So you can hold in one place. You can take a little rock forward and back. You can take it side to side. Woo. Sometimes you'll feel it more on the outer edge than the inner edge, so just kind of feel around. Playing around with sensation and just creating that massage that feels good for you today. Take a breath. Exhale. Again, if you find one that feels really good, hold there for a moment. Make sure to breathe into the sensation. Ooh, this side is fiery. So you'll notice, right, like it's going to be different from one side to the other. And then let's find that IT band release. So stretch out your right leg, and then take this left foot in front of the right thigh. Readjust, so you're almost in like a supported side plank. And then planting both hands, roll forward and back, outside thigh IT band. Adjusting as you need to. You can always move the foam roller down a little bit. If you find a spot that feels good, you can take a little rock on it. Make sure you're breathing no matter what. Good. And then whenever you're ready, let's return back to, we'll just call it like our little home base, right? Sitting on top of the foam roller, arms by your side, some pelvic tilting. Oh yeah, already so much more range of motion. Beautiful. Take a breath. Good. From here, I want to reverse our seat. So slowly make your way off. And then we're going to lie on top of the foam roller. And you want to place it right underneath of your hip points. So it's just beneath your navel. And we're going to do a little psoas release. So slowly plant the palms and then lower down onto your foam roller. If you have to go to the bathroom, maybe you want to go now. For a moment, if you want, you can just plant the palms and just surrender down. It should feel really nice after all that. Just let the head get heavy, heart get heavy. And then from here, plant the palms, come onto your forearms. Make sure we have a good stacking here so your elbows are beneath your shoulders. And then we're going to do a little psoas stretch from side to side. So first, we're just going to find a half frog. So you're going to bend the left knee out to the left. Shift your weight to the right a little bit so you can feel that nice compression. And then curl your right toes, lift your right knee, extend through the right leg. And again, lots of options here. You can take a little baby pulse forward and back. If you find something good, you can take a little side to side of the hips. It's very small. It's not a big range of motion here in the hips, but more so just compressing into the front hip into the hip flexors. And then you can kind of explore taking it a little bit above the hip point and a little bit below, but just being gentle with it. Of course, at any point, if it feels like it's too much, please back off. Keep pressing down into the forearms to stabilize into the shoulders, and draw the belly in to support into the low back. And if you feel more hip flexor, you can always hold a little bit lower beneath that hip point, and again, rock side to side. Good, and let's just switch. So from here, release the right knee, untuck the toes, send your left leg back, and then switching out, right leg bends out to the right, half frog. Curl your left toes, lengthen out left leg, fire it up. Shift your weight a little bit over to the left, and then again, you can go forward and back. You can go a little teeny bit side to side. Again, range of motion side to side is very limited. It's not a big movement. Close your eyes and just feel into it. Good, take a breath. And then slowly release. Invitation one more time, just relax the chest down, create a little pillow with the hands. Breathe all the way down into the pelvis. Oh yeah, that's good. Very nice, and from here, plant the palms, lift the chest first, curl the toes, downward facing dog, send it up and back. Now keeping your foam roller exactly where it is, we're gonna do a little pigeon pose. Now if pigeon does not feel good in your body, feel free to do figure 4 on your back. Otherwise, gaze forward, draw your left foot forward, and come into your half pigeon. And you wanna position your foam roller so it's just supporting this left hip and you're literally sitting on it. Now I can't quite get my shin parallel to the front of the mat, so that's okay. If your left heel is a little closer in towards midline, that's totally okay. Just make sure to position that foam roller right beneath that left sitting bone. Come onto your fingertips, lift the heart, and just breathe. If you want a little more, you can bring your hands to your left thigh, to your left foot, so both hands are resting on the left leg. Lift up through the chest, sink down into the waist. Close your eyes and just breathe. Allow the hips to get heavy on top of the foam roller. So you're still getting a compression right here at the insertion of the hamstring into the hips. So really nice static release for the body. And again, you can hold any of these stretches for, I would say this one maybe like a minute max, maybe 90 seconds. So of course you're always welcome to pause the video and hold for longer if you would like. Big breath in. Exhale, slowly release the palms, curl your back toes, lift your back knee, and slowly step back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, shake it out, sway it out, and then switching whenever you're ready, there's no rush. Draw your right knee into your chest, step it over the bolster, the foam roller. Find your way to your pigeon sitting on top of the roller. And just moving around so you can get that nice sweet spot. Again, my hips are really tight, so I can't get my shin parallel to the front of the mat. It's okay if your right heel is closer in towards midline. Pressing down to rise up to the chest. Maybe hang here if you want to bring the left hand to the right foot, right hand to right knee, just to get a little taller in the spine and get a little bit more compression downwards into the right hip. Also really wonderful psoas release here, front body, front hip. Close your eyes and just breathe. Good, nice big breath in. Deep big breath out. Of course, you can stay here if you'd like. feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, plant the palms, step back, one more downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath in, and then drop the knees down, child's pose, and maybe roll the foam roller forward, let the forearms rest on it to get a nice, just a little chest opener bonus. And then I want to do one more thing on the foam roller. This time you're going to take it behind you. And we're going to sit on it, and then we're going to lean all the way back. So come onto your forearms first, right? Keep your knees bent, and then release all the way down onto your back. So lots of different options here. You can hold here. So we're pretty much doing a supported bridge pose. And you'll get a nice compression along the sacrum. You can keep it with your legs bent if you want, or you can extend the legs out long. And then as you're here, just breathing into the pelvic floor, into the base of the spine, and stretching out through the legs. Full front body opener while also getting a nice compression of the back of the hips. See if you can allow your hips to get completely heavy and fully released onto your support beneath you. And this is what will provide you a nice compression while also a really beautiful release at the front body. Can you breathe along the entire length of the body, from the crown of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes? Allowing the inhale to be that way to receive that life, that love, that energy that you need. And the exhale is the vehicle to drop you in and let you go. From here, we'll slowly make our way out. So bending one knee at a time, plant the feet. Tuck the tailbone to lift up off of your support, and then release it off to the side. Release the knees down to the earth. Let's take the feet wide for constructive rest one more time. And then this time, if you want, you can take a little side to side windshield wiper, a little sway. And then we'll meet back where we started. Constructive rest, knees together, hands in the belly. Close the eyes. Thank yourself for taking this time to reconnect, to offer some self-love to the body through self-touch. Allowing yourself to just bask in the energy, the light that you've created for yourself. Breathing it all in. And then letting go. Thank you all so much for taking the time to practice with me today. I hope those hips feel nice and open. I will be back with you so soon. If you have any requests, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, your evening. Namaste.